I'm pleased to say that this is my first request video and it's focused on the BBC One 1990s classic sitcom, One Foot in the Grave. Now this sitcom aired from the very beginning of the 90s until the early 2000s, and it's focused on newly retired, although not through choice, Victor Meldrew adjusting to his new routine and the unbelievable misunderstandings and mishaps that occurred while he was simply trying to go about his daily life.
I do not believe!
One of the reasons why it did so well is that it wasn't a typical BBC sitcom, because they could sometimes be a bit too gentle for many tastes, and as the years progressed, some would argue that many of their sitcoms became rather light on the laughter. This sitcom could sometimes be biting, subversive, and a tad dark in its humour.
Did you put a cat in our freezer? The bottom of the freezer cabinet. There's a cat in it.
The theme tune was ironically upbeat and it had almost a calypso feel, as ex-Monty Python member and renowned comic actor Eric Idle wrote it and sang it, focusing on a slow-moving giant turtle as Eric sang about being over the hill and long in the tooth. It is very funny and it's really catchy for a theme song. Yet again, this proves my point that we need more of these in today's shows, not less.
Too old to save, 1 foot in the grave.
It's a multi-award winning, BAFTA winning sitcom. It's written by David Rennick and he's also known for writing the very popular BBC show Jonathan Creek. Annette Crosbie co-stars as Victor's long-suffering and ever-patient wife Margaret, and she often supplies us with the perfect balance to whatever mood we find Victor in following that day's particular disaster. Other cast members include neighbours Patrick and Pippa, Margaret's friend Jean, and a wide variety of impressive guest actors such as Peter Cook, Eric Sykes, Brian Murphy, Barbara Windsor and many more. Basically, it's a who's who of comedy stars of that era, and it really is a lesson in how to do it perfectly. This clip will be very familiar to many of us as it's so memorable and it's often used as an example of Victor at his most bemused. He's dozing in his chair, the cordless phone rings and he fumbles with his hand to answer it with a very unexpected result, as the phone is actually next door's dog.
4291.
Richard manages to catch us by surprise with this very funny clip, as he doesn't even glance down as he picks up the puppy phone. In the same vein as Del Boy falling through the bar, it takes a great actor to make such a technical joke look so effortless. Can I also mention that one of my favourite YouTube comments is the puppy's performance in this scene is underrated? I have to say I agree on that one. Victor's walking around, muttering and moaning to himself until he opens the bathroom door and gives us the full "I do not believe it." He's straight on the phone to the garden centre to complain, as there in the toilet bowl is a Yucca plant, delivered personally to the Meldrew house and left as directed in the downstairs toilet.
I was out the back working in the garden when he arrived, so I asked him if for the time being he'd put it in the downstairs toilet for me. And you know what he's done? He's only planted it in the...
What's extra funny is the Frank Spencer references when suggesting the delivery man was on the lighter side of the intelligence spectrum. I do like a clever sitcom crossover.
Yes, a young chap, I didn't catch his name. It may have been Frank Spencer.
Don't you also think the way it's been filmed adds extra humour, as the camera pans through to show us the plant in all its glory, and it allows us to take in the absurdity of the situation as Victor continues to rant and rave on the phone. The layers of humour are perfectly balanced. This is a simple yet very funny premise where Victor has called for a minicab, and unfortunately this is exactly what's arrived. Margaret's discovered why they were waiting so long, as Victor's dialed the wrong number on the underside of the taxi firm's card. It's actually been a toy shop.
What the hell's this? This is your idea of a minicab, is it?
Beware of asking a company to send you a car, because that's exactly what they might do. Oh, this is a funny one. Who hasn't used a glass of something to cool them and take the edge off the heat on a really warm day? Victor hasn't reckoned on Margaret using super glue on this particular glass, and the results are really funny, as it's a scenario that we can all easily imagine playing out in any one of our houses. But I think a tip for Margaret is just buy a new glass.
Victor, what are you doing? Take that off your head.
I'm boiling, Margaret.
I have just put super glue on that glass.
This one isn't technically in 1 Foot in the Grave, but Father Ted sees Richard Wilson at a popular tourist attraction, and between him and Dougal, they agree that the best thing to do is walk up to Richard and repeat his famous catchphrase to him. Yep, you can imagine the outcome.
I don't believe it!
As I often say, these are my favourites today, and they'll probably change tomorrow, or I'll remember something else. And I'd love for you to share your favourite Victor Meldrew moments. I'm sure there are many that we've forgotten, and we all need a good laugh. Let me know your top picks, and as we're a new channel, your support with a like and subscribe would be fabulous. Just remember though, with 1 Foot in the Grave, it's easy to forget that in 1993, the special 1 Foot in the Algarve was number 2 in the top 20, and got 20 million views. So sometimes we forget that these really funny sitcoms were absolutely huge at the time. So let me know your thoughts, your favourite moments, or what you'd like to see on the channel. I'll see you soon.